I have been talking. It has been sunny. They have been eating lunch for 2 hours. We have been walking. I have been talking about the present perfect and about other perfect tenses for a long time.
There are two present perfect tenses, present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. Present perfect simple, I have walked to Rome. You have walked to Rome. She has walked to Rome. Okay. So, first person singular, I have walked. Second person singular, you have walked. Third person singular, and this is the only one that changes. She, he, or it has walked. Then for plural, first person, we have walked. Second person, plural, you have walked. Third person, plural, they have walked. So it's have, has. Third person singular takes has. Everything else stays the same. So I have walked. Have or has, and then the third form of the verb, the past participle. That's how you form it. So I have eaten cake. That is why I'm overweight. You have not eaten cake, and that's why you are thin. Okay. If you have not, it comes between the have or the has and the past participle. I I haven't really eaten cake. I have not eaten cake. And I am a little bit sad because I have not eaten cake. For the progressive tense, I have been eating. I have been eating cake. You have been eating cake. He, she, it has been eating cake. The same rule. Okay, and this is for something that is taking place over a period of time and is a continuous action that started in the past and is continuing up until very close to the present or to the present, or close to now or now. So, but I might say this morning or today, I have been, well, I'll show you what I've been doing.
Yesterday, I was talking about the present perfect. Was talking? Past continuous. I have been talking about the present perfect for maybe 12 years. I have been talking about the present perfect and about other perfect tenses for a long time. I have been talking. Present perfect continuous. Why I have been talking. I have been talking because it's taken place a number of times, many times, and it's still taking place, happening. It's happened many times, and it is still happening. Okay, and also I use the phrase "for many years." For many years includes now. So I have been talking about perfect tenses for many years. Yesterday doesn't contain now. Yesterday I talked about. Yesterday I spoke about perfect tenses. Okay, that's it. And also, I suppose, it has been hot. Has been hot. It has been hot every day this week. It is hot now. It is sunny. It has been and hot every day this week. Okay. They are eating lunch. They have been eating lunch for many hours. About 3 now. Yeah, probably only about 2. They have been eating lunch for 2 hours. We have been walking home from the park for about 20 minutes now. We have been walking because we're still walking now, and we started walking in the past. We have been walking for about 10 minutes. However, we have been walking home for about 10 minutes, and we're still walking home.
Okay, so that was me explaining it whilst walking along the street. There follows a PowerPoint presentation kind of thing with a few slides explaining the difference between present perfect and present perfect continuous. or present perfect simple and present perfect continuous if you want. If you already know it, then goodbye. You don't need to watch the PowerPoint. If you're not too sure, then watch it. Okay, so bye for now, or watch the next bit. Okay, if you're still here, you haven't pressed stop, then here we are, the next bit. Okay, so how do we do it? I'll tell you. For the present perfect simple, you've got the subject first, which could be I, you, she, he, it, they, we, yeah? And then you have or has, and then you have the past participle of the verb, which you might call V3, which I'd like to call V3. So subject plus have or has plus the past participle. Usually have rather than has, but if we're talking about third person singular, then it's has. If the subject is third person singular, then it's has. So she, he, it has, rather than I have, you have, we have, they have. She has, it has, he has. Yeah, and that's it. Then the past participle of the verb. I have eaten, subject I, plus have, plus the third form of the verb. Eat, ate, eaten. Eat, ate, eaten. So I have eaten is present perfect simple. And the reason I might say I have eaten is because I'm communicating with you the fact that I don't need to eat now. And you're offering me food. I'm saying I don't want it because I have eaten. It's affecting the present. You have visited Rome. I might say you have visited Rome because maybe I want your advice about a good place to visit in Rome because I have not been there before. A good place to go and have lunch. You have visited Rome. Okay, I'm not saying when you visited Rome, but I know you have visited Rome because you told me about it sometime. And it doesn't really matter exactly when you visited Rome because all I care about is that you know something about Rome. It's not really relevant when, just relevant that it happened before now and you have the memories in your head. And she has talked to the boss. So she's crying, or maybe the boss is crying, or maybe nobody's happy. Why are they not happy? Because she has talked to the boss and she has told the boss that some terrible thing has happened and accounts are going to be very angry and the banks are going to be angry. So she has talked to the boss and you can see the evidence now. She is crying or the boss is crying. Why are they crying? Because she has talked to the boss and bad news has been passed to the boss. Okay. So the usage, why and when do we use it? So it's because something has happened in the past and it's happening is relevant to now when I'm speaking to you or when I'm writing or when you're speaking to me or when you're writing, when you're forming words. So if you offer me food and I'm not hungry, I might say I have eaten, or I have already eaten, because I'm trying to communicate to you, as I said earlier, that I don't want your food now because I ate earlier. Because I ate, me eating caused me not to want to eat now. Okay. Or I'm telling you something that happened in the past, and the period I'm telling you about includes the present, it includes now. So it started in the past at some point, and it's continuing right up until now. Okay. So the time period we're talking about, the activity might not fill that whole time period, but that time period does include this present moment. Yeah. So phrases such as today, this week, already, just, this year, June, if you're still in June, will be found when using present perfect simple and present perfect continuous, because those are periods of time that include the present. But you can't use a time pointer that doesn't include the present, such as last week. If we had last week, we can't have present perfect. So I might tell you about an event in my life. It's relevant to now because I'm talking about my life up until this point rather than a point in time in the past. So I have visited Rome. I have lived here for 5 years. I'm still alive. And I'm telling you about these things that have happened in my life. The period it covers is from birth, or from some point in the past rather, until now. Okay, with both of those examples. Okay. We don't use the present perfect or present perfect continuous if the time reference does include now. So I ate 5 pizzas last week. Grammatically is fine. Nutritionally it's a nightmare, obviously, but grammatically it's okay. It's past simple, and it includes last week, but not I have eaten 5 pizzas last week. Okay, you can't say that because last week does not include now. In the last week, I have eaten 5 pizzas in the last week does include now. So we can say I have eaten 5 pizzas in the last week, but not I have eaten 5 pizzas last week, because it doesn't include now. It's the inclusion of now that determines whether it's possible or not to use present perfect. The form for present perfect continuous is subject plus have or has, so it's the same as present perfect. And then you have been, and it's always been, it doesn't vary. And then you have the verb plus ing or the gerund. If we meet and you look at me and I'm hot, sweating and panting, obviously I've been doing something, and you'll ask me, what have you been doing? My answer will be, I have been running, because you can see the evidence of me running recently. I'm still sweating, still panting, and still out of breath. I have been running, and it's taken up a large period of the large part of the immediate past has been taken up by this activity, and the evidence is there with us when we're having the conversation. So we use present perfect continuous for the same activities, so continuous, as we would use other continuous tenses. For example, present continuous, I am eating. We'd still use continuous for the various reasons that we choose continuous tenses in other circumstances. It's the same things going on here. So some phrases which stress the large amount of time occupied by the activity are commonly found with this tense. For example, all morning, all day, continuously, constantly, repeatedly, and so on. An example we've got here, it has been raining all morning, I want it to stop. It has been raining all morning, so it's filled the whole of the morning, and I'm annoyed by it, I'm irritated by it. I want it to stop. The neighbors have been playing music loudly all evening. I'm trying to go to sleep. We've got all evening. It fills the time. Okay? We do not like it. So, to recap, you don't need to feed me because I have already eaten. I have been studying the present perfect continuous, and now I know how to use it. Have you been paying attention? I'm sure you have been paying attention. I hope that has helped. I hope it's not gone on too long. I can't talk too much. And if you've got any questions, drop me a line, drop me a message, or ask me in a class, and I'd be happy to help. That's present perfect and the present perfect continuous. We'll tick those off. Bye for now.